Well, these are times, aren't they, when there's a lot of anxiety about, a lot of uncertainty. You might be feeling that yourself just now. You might have good days and bad days, days where everything feels a lot more uncertain. And if we are feeling those things, then I'm sure that our neighbours and our friends and our family are feeling those things too. A lot of people at the moment are asking that question, what if? What if the supermarket doesn't have all the things I need? What if my family gets sick? What if I get sick? What if? That's a scary question to ask, isn't it? And as Christians, I think we do have things that we can say in response to those things. Whilst people ask the question, what if? We can remember what is. We can remember that God is in charge. Even at a time when things seem so out of control, so chaotic, we know, as Proverbs puts it, that He is in charge, that every decision is from the Lord. We can cast our cares on someone who is completely in charge and in control. And we know too that whatever circumstances we face, Jesus hasn't left us on our own. Jesus promises to send His Spirit to us as a guide and as a comforter. Even though He is not with us, His Spirit is. So even in this period of social isolation, we're not on our own. So we know what is, even as we ask, what if? But as we ask what if, we can also think about even if. Even if circumstances get really difficult. Even if I have to face something really, really challenging. Even if those things occur, then I know, as Paul promised, that God is at work in all things for the good of those who love Him. That's an amazing comfort for us who trust Jesus, that He's working for our good, whatever happens, even if. And we know too that because our lives are hidden with Christ above, that when Christ returns, as Paul says in Colossians, then we will be revealed too with Him in glory. That is an amazing hope to have at a time when people are asking, what if? And whilst people are feeling all those sorts of fears and uncertainties, it's really helpful to remember, as A.W. Tozer said, a frightened world needs a fearless church. A frightened world needs a fearless church. As we look up, it's good to remember also to look out. Jesus' mission, the mission He's given us as His people, hasn't been suspended in these times. We need to remember the mission to love our neighbours as ourselves, but also to be able to share with them the good news of Jesus. We can love our neighbours, can't we, by being those who can offer to help them practically if they need it, being able to run errands or be someone who can phone those who are lonely and isolated. People have been dropping postcards round to their neighbours' houses with their contact details on to be able to offer what help they can. You could be someone who volunteers. We've seen, I think, that now, is it 500,000? 500,000 people have volunteered to help the NHS. It's something we can do if you're in a position to be able to do that. Something you can do to love your neighbour. And we can also be people who comply with what the government are asking of us to help slow the spread of the virus and protect those who are most vulnerable amongst us. And we can also pray. We can pray for our neighbours and our friends and our family. We can pray that they would find comfort in Jesus and the hope that He provides. Which is the other side, isn't it, of the mission that we've been left with. We can be those who, as Peter puts it, are able to give a reason for the hope we have. We've seen that we have a hope that can never be undermined, can never be diminished, can never be stolen away. That's an amazing thing to have at times like this. And that's something that we can be on the lookout for opportunities to share with others as they express their worries and their anxieties. Perhaps as they say, but what if? We could be honest with them and say, yeah, we have those same worries too. We've been asking those questions. And we can be honest about our insecurities and our worries, but we might also therefore be able to find opportunities to talk about the reason why we have hope, even now. We can talk about the one who gives us the promise of being with us even now. And we can talk about the ultimate hope and security we know by trusting Jesus and belonging to him. We can talk about the comfort we have from each other, knowing that we're praying for each other and looking out for each other. So there are opportunities both to love our neighbour and to speak of Jesus, the one who gives us the hope we have when we're all asking that big question, what if? What if? So let's remember, the mission hasn't been suspended. A frightened world needs a fearless church.